Hello, my name is Charles Ardinger. I'll be working with you in your English 100 class as your instructor. I wanted to make this brief video presentation to introduce myself to you and to introduce you to some aspects of the class that you should know about as we continue. So, let me start by, again, introducing myself. My name is Charles Ardinger. Hello. I've been working here at Coastline College since 2013 in the English department, teaching pretty much this kind of class. So I've got a little experience, and also I enjoy the work quite a bit. I especially enjoy the aspect of grammar. I consider myself kind of an expert in English grammar. I like to talk about it, I like to think about it, and I especially like to answer questions about it. So if you have any questions about any aspect of the grammar we'll be looking at in this course, I hope that you won't hesitate to send me an email and ask me that question. You could start an interesting discussion in the class. So that's a little about me. Let me go on to talk a little bit about some aspects of our class together. And to do that, I want to take a look at our home page, or landing page, or front page, depending on the terminology you like to use. And this is that front page. You can tell it's the front page for our class because of the way it says English Composition on it. There are four aspects of this front page that I want to introduce you to help you navigate through the class, to help you get the most out of the class that you possibly can. I'd like this to be an effective and educational experience for everyone, including me. So to begin with, I want to show you this feature that you can see down the middle of the front page, and that is, under Course Summary, a schedule with dates and events. So for instance, on Sunday, February 4th, I'll expect to see from you a quiz and your first assignment. On February 10th, you'll be posting in a discussion, and so forth. This is useful because time management is a vitally important skill in these online classes, so it can help you immensely to know what you should be doing at any given time. And you can find that out pretty easily just by looking at the front page of our class, by either scrolling down or looking at this schedule on the right side of the page of tasks for you to do. It's a to-do list. See, it says to do. So that is one way that you can keep yourself oriented in class. Another way, and a way that I would like to communicate with you, a way that I will communicate with you as we continue, is through these announcements. At the top of the page, you'll notice there are recent announcements, and there is a sample one right here. The way to look at these announcements is to go to the announcement, click on the title of that announcement, and read the actual announcement. This is a sample announcement that you can either pause this video and read or go to the site and read at your leisure. What it says is that I'll be posting one or two of these a week, that they will concern issues of grammar or things I see in the class or pieces of advice on essay writing or, something I might find interesting in life. And reading these is not necessary for your grade. I won't be quizzing on them, but they will contain useful information for you to continue developing your skills. So you can help yourself as a writer and as a student by continuing to read these announcements. As I say, I'll post one or two of them a week. They won't be long, and I think that you'll benefit from reading them. That's one way that I have to communicate with you. Another way that I have is through the feedback that I will be giving you on your quizzes and your assignments. I'll be giving you comments and annotations on your assignments to let you know how I think you're doing and what you might do in the future to continue to develop your skills. The way to see that feedback is to go to this link marked grades. Clicking that will lead you to a page that looks like this. And you'll notice that this page has the titles of your assignments. Here is an assignment that's actually been graded. It's by a made-up student, and it is for the first assignment. That student only scored 50%, so we should take a look to see what's going on with that assignment, to see how this student can do better. To do that, click the title of the assignment, and that will lead you to a page that looks like this. You'll notice that it has a link saying Show Rubric, a link saying View Feedback, and a comment. The comment says that I will write this kind of comment for each of your submissions, and that is the case. For every submission that you send me, I will write a comment of this kind, discussing what I see in the writing, what I don't see in the writing, what could be improved, what could be added or left out, how I respond to it as a reader. Also, I grade each assignment according to a rubric, which is a chart of accomplishments and point values that go with those accomplishments. It looks like this. So you see there's a question about whether the paragraph follows a pattern, and it does. Full points. There's a question about an outline, and there is no outline, so no points. This is the problem that the student had. The student forgot to fulfill part of the assignment's instructions, and so the grade suffers. Looking at this rubric can help you identify what parts of the assignment you may have missed, what parts you can focus on more for future assignments, and like that. And again, to see it, you can click this link that says Show Rubric. And finally, by clicking this link that says View Feedback, you can get to a small copy of your actual submission, which will look something like this. Now, yours will probably look much larger because this is a smaller screen. But as you see, this is a typed piece of work of the kind that you will send in. And it has here what is called an annotation in this pink type. Those are marks that I will make on your submission, as if I were writing with a pen on a piece of paper. And those will concern issues of grammar that I see, suggestions to make your writing more academically toned, and of that kind. I also have highlighted annotations. You see this bit of text is highlighted, and that highlight leads to this text box over here. I will use that for longer annotations, longer comments that I have to make on what I see in your paper. And again, looking at these can help you progress in further assignments by giving you advice on how to proceed. So again, the way to get feedback from me, is to go to the grades link, look at the comment, look at the rubric, and look at the feedback. That's one way that I have to communicate with you. Another way that I have is perhaps a little more personal. I've instituted a student visiting time, which you might think of as my office hours, except I work at home, so I don't really have an office. What I have is a Zoom account. And so, my office hours are on Thursdays between 1830 and 2000, or 6:30 and 8 p.m. Pacific time, via Zoom. So clicking this link will take you to my Zoom office, and we will meet there on Thursdays between 6:30 and 8 p.m. to chat, to converse, to get to know each other, to talk about anything that you think is going on in the class that might be troubling or interesting or exciting, or anything that's going on in the news or in life. It's a way to see each other as actual humans rather than strange characters made up of writing on a computer screen. So I'd like to urge you to take advantage of these. They can be not only personally fulfilling, but also, as you'll see in the syllabus, worth potential extra credit. So think about those office hours. And those are the aspects of the class that I wanted to acquaint you with. Of course, if you see anything else as we continue that's hard to navigate or seems weird, I hope that you won't hesitate to send me an email and ask me questions about it. I really like answering questions. In fact, it's an important element of the class. I know that I'm making sense to myself, but I don't always know when I'm not making sense to someone else. And for that, I need that other person, in this case you, to ask me questions about what I'm saying, about why I'm saying what I'm saying, about what I'm trying to say, what I mean. I'd like you to keep that in mind, and I'd also like to thank you for enrolling in this class. There wouldn't be a class without you, quite literally. So I'd like to thank you for helping me continue to have a job. And as always, I'd like to thank you for your time and attention.